Well, recently we told you about many cases where being a Christian in the Middle East has become extremely dangerous with the rise of radical Islam. And that is the subject of a new book by George Marlin. It's called Christian Persecutions in the Middle East, I should say, a 21st century tragedy. Thanks for being with us, George.
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. I want to get to your book in just a second, but first I want to talk about that new poll from the Pew Research Center. And it shows that over the past 7 years, the percentage of people who affiliate themselves with Christianity has declined, and the percentage of people who refer to themselves as non-Christians or non-religious has grown significantly. Is this contributing in some way to what some might consider as this current administration's experiment with benign neglect in the Middle East?
Do I think the decline of Christianity in the United States? No, I think it's apples and oranges, a discussion. No doubt in this materialistic society we have generations of kids growing up now where they have no idea what religion means or what God means or what Christianity means. But I don't think the Obama administration is driven by that. I think they're driven by a tin ear and cannot accept the fact that there are, in this day and age, that the unthinkable is happening. People are being murdered, being discriminated against, being persecuted, particularly in the Middle East, strictly because they are Christians. For some reason, the administration can't accept that fact. Pope Francis said not too long ago when the 21 Coptic Christians were murdered, he said they were murdered specifically because they were Christians. And what did the administration said? We're appalled by the Egyptian citizens that were killed.
Right.
No, they're Egyptian citizens who were killed because they were Christians. So there is this denseness when they cannot accept the fact that there is specific persecution going on, and one can make the argument based on the definition of genocide that the UN put out in 1948. This is genocide against Christians, and the objective of the persecutions going on is to wipe Christianity off the face of the earth, which quite frankly Christianity was there long before the Muslims were there, and that's where the church began, that few people remember in this day and age. So no, I think the administration has greater ideology. They live in an ideological bubble, and they can't accept the fact that people are being persecuted strictly because of their religion.
Well, I also want to take a look. So let's talk about your book a little bit more. We have been reporting on these specific incidents of attacks against Christians. You mentioned the 21 Coptic Christians who were attacked by ISIS, but this goes back even before that. Do you see a specific event, perhaps the beginning of the Arab Spring, as to what brought about this more recent spike in this disturbing trend?
No, here's the error, and here's why I wrote this book. I want to make it clear to Americans in particular, and to Europeans, to the West, that before ISIS, systemic persecutions were happening throughout the 21st century, and of course going back to the 20th century, in countries like Turkey, Egypt, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, and now the South Sudan. So this is nothing new. ISIS has taken it to a new dimension because they are persecution means more than just murdering. They're not only destroying the remnants of Christianity in the Middle East, particularly in Syria and Iraq, they are also murdering Christians left, right, and center. But persecution means more than that. And what we've seen in the Middle East and the countries I just mentioned, Christians are treated as second-class citizens. They have to pay taxes for being Christians. They are forced into conversion. There's job discrimination against them, education discrimination. Mobs destroy their homes. Mobs destroy their Christian businesses. They blow up their cathedrals and churches on high holy days. They murder priests. They abduct bishops. They murder bishops. They have murdered the daughters of Christian girls that are sold into slavery. So persecution means more than just killing people. This is systemic persecution that's been going on for a very long time, and sadly, West has chosen to ignore this, and I don't think it could be ignored much longer, or the last remnants of Christianity will be completely wiped out in the Middle East.
Well, we know you're trying to raise more awareness with your new book. George Marlin, thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you.